Hello, I'm Lisa. This is Where I Sew. Welcome back. This is an update on my Soho fabric shopping spree. Soho, London, not Soho, New York. Just in case anybody was confused. I went on Saturday morning and I went bright and early so I could avoid the crowds. It was a bank holiday weekend here. I largely did because Oxford Street is crazy. But when you get off onto the side streets, Soho geographically sits the easterly direction. So if you're on Oxford Circus and you head towards Tottenham Court Road on the right side of the street, the little streets that lead off there take you into Soho. And I think Soho itself probably is made up of 6 or 7 streets. You've got Soho Square and Golden Square. And then you've got Chinatown, Leicester Square. So Soho sits sort of between Oxford Street, Leicester Square, in and around there. So on a Saturday, it's quieter because all the big offices, obviously it's the weekend, most people are gone, and the shopping in it, shall we say, is very niche. Obviously Soho has its old reputation. Nowadays it's creativity, it's hip, it's cool, but you still have large art colleges nearby. So you've got St Martin's, you've got Slade, I think, and there's another place, there's a London School of Fashion and Design, it's further up on Oxford Street. And you've got loads of creative agencies and that in and around Soho now. So there's loads of art supply places and fabric shops. In fact, the first shop that I went into, there was a young lady who was looking around for things, and the girl asked, well, what are you making? And she goes, oh, it's my graduate show, so I've got to find some stuff, so you know where you are when you're in Soho. And of course, it's very theatrical. It's the West End. So obviously the costumers and the designers for the shows are going to be looking for the fabulous and the different. So the shops that I visited sort of reflected some of that. I started on Berwick Street. Now Berwick Street for me, I think, has got the highest density of fabric haberdashers, art places, and it didn't disappoint. You stepped into Berwick Street, the first thing was a haberdasher, but it was closed, so I moved on another 100 yards. The first shop I came to was called Misan Textiles. I've got the fabric here. Yeah, M-I-S-A-N Textiles, 52 Berwick Street. I'm going to put all the links below. I took some photos and I'll be putting up photos as I go along. They may not actually have anything to do with what I'm saying in terms of each shop, but I took a range of photos from each place just to illustrate some of what I was talking about. So Misan, walked in, it feels serious. No frivolity. It wasn't cold, it wasn't unwelcoming because the staff were fantastic, but it was all about the textiles, all about the fabric. I'll put a picture up of, there was a wall running down the side just with swatches of all different fabrics, like suedes, soft buttery suedes and leathers and lames and cottons and PVCs and, you know, things that I'd never seen before. So that was all one side, and it was all done by colour. These weren't upholstery fabrics either. These were for making garments. Down the back, this shop had the best range of remnants, offcuts, reasonably priced, and lots. Staff really helpful, really sweet, really knowledgeable. Because what happened, have I got it here? I picked up a fabric, just yeah, here we are. I found this, and it's I can't even describe. It's kind of like to me that looked and felt like a taffeta, but I wasn't sure. So I asked the girl, what's this? She goes, hang on a minute. She got a lighter, took a little swatch off the end of it and lit it. She was wafting it under her nose like a wine connoisseur. I'm like, what? She said, that's cotton. Okay. She said, I'll just ask my colleague. She said, oh, the girl had oh, yeah, cotton, definitely. I said, I've never seen that before. She says, oh, yeah. All fabrics have a different scent when you burn them. I suppose maybe some of them are going to smell more chemical, more fake, you know, not man-made. I suppose something that smells man-made, you're going to know the difference. I don't know. And even though it was a remnant, they cut it down to the size that I needed. I only needed 2 meters. I say need, I wanted. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm sure I'll find something. So they chopped it up and gave it to me, and I said, can you do swatches? Absolutely, no problem. So yeah, they were lovely. And I asked them about where else would you recommend, so they recommended another couple of places to look at. So that was very nice. Wandered out the door, 200 yards down, I found, listen, I might get the name, it's either the Cloth Shop or Cloth House. It's one or the other. So attractive. It felt very different from Miss Anne. The window was very put together, with sort of very subtle tie-dyed fabrics. Walked in and just an awful lot going on, let's put it that way. The front of the shop, again, there's not a lot of space. These are elderly Georgian built shops for Georgian amounts of things rather than 21st century stuff. And everything was, there was a lot of everything. And it was just beautiful. It really, really was eye-catching. And it kind of, it just gave me a thrill. I'm like, oh, look, went mad, loads of stuff. The first thing that was in on the right was Khadi. I think it's pronounced Khadi. It's Khadi, which is a hand-woven Indian cotton. And I think it's hand-printed as well. It's been, from what I know about it, these fabrics are usually produced in cooperatives in India that are largely created for small communities to support themselves. They were gorgeous. £18 a metre or something. On the other side was this stuff. Hand-dyed indigo Japanese fabric. It's just beautiful. It just, the vibrancy of the colour, the variety of the prints that they had, and it was all, you know, it was all presented so beautifully. And it was just gorgeous. And I've never seen it in person. I've only ever seen it online or tried to buy it online. I think it was about £18 a metre. That was stunning. That was so beautiful. They had lots of other sort of Japanese cottons. Again, such unusual fabric prints. You're not going to find them at Dunelm. You're not going to find them at Hobbycraft. And you're going to have to do a lot of searching online for them. And there they all were. There was a whole ethnic vibe in this shop. Trimmings, loads of trimmings. I'll put another picture up here of just a wall of trimmings. Things in jars and jars and jars of buttons. And then when you got to the back of the shop, there was even more space and even more stuff that went right up to the roof. So by this stage, I was overwhelmed. There was just so much coming at me. And I couldn't, even though I saw an awful lot, nothing was speaking to me, because maybe there was nothing in there that I really needed or wanted or had an idea about. So it wasn't kicking off a thought process about, yeah, I need, that'll be, it was just loads and loads and loads and loads of stuff. There was a downstairs as well with wool, jersey, corduroys, heavier things. The whole thing felt it was very put together. It was very consciously created. There was, I would even go so far as to say the staff looked handpicked. you know. To me, they didn't feel as, you know, they weren't, not that they weren't unhelpful, but I felt like, oh, I don't know. I mean, they seemed very, very, very busy, and it was busy. So, you know, it's a complaint if there is a complaint. I'd love to go back and want to, but I left. I left before I felt that I'd really given it a proper, thorough going through. But there was just too much. There was just far too much. And given that the prices weren't, I didn't want to make a mistake with something. I didn't want to buy something and then have it sitting here looking at me for the next 10 years going, yeah, I know I'm fabulous, but what are you going to do with me? Yeah, it was lovely. Recommend it if you're in the area. Go in for a look and give yourself ideas. It's wonderful. The next shop was Klein's. Is a haberdashers. They're on Knoll Street, just around the corner. They were shut. Gutted. Oh no, and I'd gone all that way. Shut on a Saturday and Sunday, so I should have read the website, shouldn't I? Never mind. And that I had really been looking for a real treasure hunt in there. But anyway, walked back down, and then I came across a shop called the London Silk Society. Let me just double check. Yeah, no, it's just called the Silk Society. It's just as well I checked. The Silk Society. These gave me some swatches. And this place, if you want raise the roof glamour, if you want show stopping, if you want sequins as big as your head and razzle dazzle them, Silk Society is where you should be. It is every Broadway show ever done under one roof. Again, a very small shop and a very small space, but it was put together with logic. To me, it read a lot more clearly. I could see what was going on, what was happening. So I have some shots. One tier would be sequins, brocades, dingle dangles. The next one was sort of block colours, taffetas, silks, organzas. And then there seemed to be at the bottom brocades, woven silks, that sort of a thing. And then up and around were what I call I was like the Christmas decorations that never get taken down. Sequins. This one fabric that looked like a Yeti had silver highlights or was going to the disco. It's just silvery white, shaggy fur. There's a shot of it as well. And I'm looking at it. What? I'd love to know what you would do. I would love to see what you would make out of this. It's like a cape or something. Fabulous. Really helpful staff. Knowledgeable, experienced staff who had all the time in the world. The young man who helped me, he listened. He let me roll through my my phone where I had shots of the things that I was really looking for the colour ideas, and he listened, and it's like he had all the time in the world, and he climbed over things to pull out bolts of material and make suggestions. And then when he'd given me all the swatches, he did this, stapled them all down, put all the prices and the reference numbers underneath them, and he said, when you make a decision, ring me back and we can just quote this name, address. Fabulous. Fabulous. And it was telling me all about the kind of the designers that come in and the sort of stuff that they buy. And yeah, it was a wonderful, it felt like a complete experience, and I was taken seriously, and I was treated with, you know, respect. It was lovely. It was really, really nice. But anyway, my legs gave out at that point, I'm afraid. That was the end of my shopping, because I've got some back problems and my mobility is a bit limited. And I thought, you know, when you have to kind of pace yourself, and I thought, if I go further down that road, I still have to get back, and I still have to get back up there, and then I still from there have to get home. So even as it was, I went home a little bit banjaxed, but it was worth it. But of course, when I see an art supply shop, I'm not passing it by. I was sensible, but I thought, let me go in and have a look around. I mean, these places supply art colleges, so they're going to have stuff in it again. Not to run down Hobbycraft, but come on. They're not going to have kiddie sticky, you know, finger paints in it. And they didn't. And I looked, I thought, oh, you're all lovely. But what I did buy, because I've had these before, my daughter stole them off me, and I bought them online. They're Japanese felt tip pens. Now that might sound a bit, but they've got sort of this lovely fine point on the top of them. They're like a marker pen. And the tip sort of gives a lovely, lovely stroke, because it's for writing Japanese characters. So you've got sort of like a thick downline and a thin. Yeah, thought I'd never find these again, and I did, and I limited myself to one because anyway. So that was my shopping spree in Soho. Shopping spree that didn't amount to a whole lot of money, but a whole lot of future ideas and plans. So I'll put all the links down below for all the shops. Some of them you can buy online, but I think you can't beat the experience of going into some of these places and just blow your mind with the stuff that they've got. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Give me a like, subscribe. Let me know about the fabric that you've got, and let's compare fabric stashes. Thanks for watching. Come and see me again soon. Bye for now.